Hello, Sanford. You are listening to Sanford Sports Radio. My name is Jonathan West, and it is time for the final game of the regular season. That's right, we're talking about Senior Day this weekend as the Sanford College Coyotes will face Western Michigan. This has become pretty much a ritual now to face the Broncos at the end of every season for Senior Day here in Sanford. Matt Frank, of course, still highly targeted by Sanford. Carlos Hunter, the center, still a big target, but things seem to be falling off a lot with him. He will be coming in, though, during the bye week next week. He will not be arriving during a game time situation, but they did get a chance to bring him in. So at least that's happening. That's a big positive. So there is a chance maybe Carlos Hunter will commit here to Sanford. They have a lot of guys committing this year. It's a big class, and we'll see if that helps this team really in the future, because next year they're losing a lot of great talent in that first big class that came here to Sanford. Another guy to remember to keep your eyes on, of course, in this recruiting trail is Adam Gillette, the receiver out of Zanesville, Ohio, and it still looks by all accounts that he will be coming to Sanford. Now, they are expecting his decision to come in the offseason right now. He'll be coming in this week for Senior Day, though, as he's expecting to see some big plays. I actually got a chance to talk with him on the phone a bit, ask him about his visit here this week, and he said he's excited, and he's excited to see the team play more than anything. So that's a fun little tidbit there. He wants to watch this team play more than just check out the area, and I like that personally. Kevin Collier, the middle linebacker. There's word that Baylor has gotten into the conversation for Collier. Most are hoping, though, that Sanford will win him over. He's coming in this weekend as well. So a lot of people believe there's a good chance Sanford can win him over with this visit. However, Baylor still is creeping around there. At least that's from what I've heard. Hopefully Sanford can just finish this all off this week and we don't have to deal with it. Now some other guys to continue to talk about. Of course, Jeffrey Little, the outside linebacker. Same situation pretty much. We got two teams that I keep hearing about. Wake Forest and Boston College fighting Sanford for Little. He's a talented player and he's got a visit to Wake Forest this weekend. But we'll see exactly what goes down here with Little and this three-school fight for him. And finally, the last guy to talk about here on the recruiting trail is Dwayne Jones-Carter, the running back out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And it seems to be a two-school race, and the Coyotes have pulled quite the lead on Maryland. Carter will be coming in to visit Sanford, and from what I know, I didn't get a chance to talk to him, but I did hear from my sources, he really wants to watch Claude Fleming. He is extremely excited to see Claude Fleming up close and personal, so that's a fun one there. Now, players of the week for the MAC were Ronald Anderson, the free safety out of Bowling Green, and Mitchell, let me get this one hopefully, Guadagnini. I'm probably wrong, but nonetheless, the quarterback had a fantastic day, and there is an opportunity for Toledo to possibly be taking on Sanford in the MAC championship, because right now Sanford's in. Now they're waiting on their opponent. Will it be Toledo or Northern Illinois? That seems to be the two teams that can win this shot. It's going to be one of the two, judging from how the standings are playing out. We could see Northern Illinois once again. We know these two teams have matched up plenty in the past, and it would be another situation where really Sanford's able to get a little bit of revenge. Remember, Northern Illinois did beat them the first time Sanford was in the MAC title game. Now for the top 25, well, it's a very similar situation to what we've seen already from Sanford in the top 25. They moved up 2 more spots. They went from 16 now to 14. And it's really as I thought it would be. So we've got one situation here. If they win this, maybe, just maybe, we're talking top 10. Maybe they move up 4 spots instead of 2 next week, and they're in the top 10 sitting there in the MAC conference title game. That would be enormous. Absolutely enormous for the school. It's already big enough that they are ranked 14th in the nation. Now, I know a lot of the students can't believe it. A lot of people can't believe it. The people that do believe it is the coaching staff. Even when Sanford first got on the board, they had to kind of calm the kids down from the overexcitement of being ranked. Apparently, everybody got a little overexcited of being in the top 25, and the coaching staff really had to bring him back down to earth for a bit. But they have been doing such a great job this year, and really the ranking is very well deserved. As the matchups this week, of course, Western Michigan at Sanford, Kent State at Buffalo, Akron at Northern Illinois. That's winnable for the Huskies. Vanderbilt at Eastern Michigan. Bowling Green at Toledo. We'll keep an eye on that one. Ball State at Miami of Ohio. And finally, Central Michigan at Ohio. So a couple of fun matchups this weekend. And, I mean, the funnest is, of course, Sanford and Western Michigan. These two teams are pretty much, if you ask me, rivalry number 2. They are rivalry number 2 with this in the MAC conference. We've got the Huskies, who I think we can all agree is the top rival to these Coyotes. They just don't seem to get along with Huskies. But these Broncos have been a pain in the side of Sanford ever since they've been in the MAC. It's a big opportunity for them to really shut down Western Michigan again. They've done it a great number of times. Can they do it one more time on their way to a MAC conference title? Because that's the situation right now. As you finish this, you focus on the MAC conference title, then you can think about what big bowl game you're in. But it's going to be tough. They've got some very good players over there at Western Michigan. Their quarterback, John Wozniak, is having a good year. 24 and 12 touchdown to interception ratio. And the kid is a very good quarterback. You got to keep watching out for this guy. Now, he will not have his number 1 receiver, though, which is going to be a big issue for these Broncos. I mean, Keyshawn Watson is the top target. I believe I said Keyshawn Watson's name last week in Akron. That was entirely wrong. They had all their receiving core. I heard about this injury that day, and I think slipped my mind getting too ahead of myself waiting for this weekend's matchup. But Keyshawn Watson being out is a huge, huge issue for Western Michigan. He always makes big plays against Sanford. Well, now they got to hope Hunter Broersma, I'm sorry for the mispronunciation there, Broersma can make the play. If he can make those big plays that Watson made, then there's no loss. But he's 6'1", 199. He's up against Dustin Jordan, who has had a phenomenal year. It's going to be very tough for Western Michigan to get big plays out of the passing attack. They do, though, have a great defensive line here with Kalen Gulleroy at defensive end. He's got only 2.5 sacks, but this dude can cause issues for not only running backs, but quarterbacks as well. He may not always get every sack, but he can cause a lot of pressure by just being around the football. So Tanner Patrick has to be careful with that situation. And of course, when you talk about the Broncos, you got to talk about Paul Ingram, the main man in Western Michigan. 7.5 sacks and interception. He's just had a great year. And from his right outside linebacker spot, he is arguably the deadliest player, I personally think, on the team. Now in that backfield, you've got Obi Jackson leading the way at corner. He's had a very good year as well, but just no interceptions. He had 5 last year, not a single one this year. If you're wondering exactly where those interceptions went, though, well, it's pretty obvious. They all went to number 2 corner, Dontre Boyd, the 5'9", 162-pound senior. He has 6 interceptions on the year. Now, it may not sound that great, only one more than Dustin Jordan, but 2 of them have gone back. So, this kid is a talent. And at 5'9", he's making the plays he is. He's a huge threat to the passing attack. Sanford has to be careful when throwing that football. But it's going to be a big, fun one. Looking for a final win to cap off the regular season and the streak Sanford has been riding. So it's going to be huge. Hopefully you folks are ready for this weekend. Senior Day, once again, another big time here for the Sanford College Coyotes. You've been listening to Sanford Sports Radio. I'm Jonathan West. And thank you, folks. We will see you this weekend. Hello, Sanford. You are listening to Sanford Sports Radio. My name is Jonathan West, and we are here in Sanford City Stadium. It is time for the last time this year to hashtag defend the den. Well, the last time I should say in regular season play. It's senior day here for the Coyotes, as the man sitting on the bench getting a talking to from Coach Wolf will be playing his last regular season game here in Sanford. Tremaine Dingle. A number of other seniors are playing what is going to be their final game. Otis Griffin, the middle linebacker, being one of them for the regular season here in Sanford. It's always a big day, and it's against arguably the second MAC rival in Western Michigan. Always seems to be the senior day matchup. It's a fun one, and we'll see how this Sanford team can take care of business this week, as they're looking to continue their winning streak all the way up to 10 games. As we are underway here, Patrick Jackson back to return. This ought to be an interesting one. Can he get the blocks is the question, and no, he can't, as he has brought down a 17-yard gain, not even making it back to the 20. So the offense not with the greatest field position. They'll start around their own 15. Handoff goes to Fleming, and he's not going anywhere. He is stuffed immediately. That's going to even be a loss of about a yard to half a yard. He's had a solid season overall this year. Nothing fantastic. He's been bottled up pretty well. As play action here on 2nd and 11, and an overshot by Tanner Patrick. Normally that play action is right on the money, but he misses his target, Duron Costello, this time around. Patrick throws again, and he connects with the wrong jersey. That's Claiborne. He was looking for Tremaine Dingle. As I stated, Dingle, one of the many seniors on this team this year, but he hits Stephen Claiborne, the strong safety. You just can't be doing that, especially this early in the ball game. Now the momentum is all on Western Michigan's side as they take over. Wozniak with the throw connects with Stanley on the check down there. Mike Stanley a gain of 7, and Deshaun Hollis. Folks, he's been one of the top players on this defense this year. As 2nd and 3, Wozniak looks to throw, and he can't connect. Off the mark for his intended target, as the defense is going to celebrate that incompletion plenty. 3rd and 3 now in a shotgun. Wozniak hands off to Devon Tucker, and Tucker has enough. That's going to be a 5-yard gain and enough for the first. The Broncos are now at around the 15, and they'll go back to the ground game, this time with an option, as Wozniak takes off for a 10-yard gain. He can run, folks, so you got to be careful of Wozniak if you're watching on your TVs, listening to this broadcast. I guarantee you watch him plenty. As a screen, though, and nearly intercepted. Dustin Jordan could have taken that one home, and he wanted to. 3rd and inches. As Wozniak just goes to Tucker on the handoff, and he fights his way in. 6-yard touchdown as the Broncos are first on the board. Not a good start here for Sanford. This offense has to show up. We'll take you to an update first before we get back to the field. Northern Illinois has defeated Akron 20-17, meaning they will more than likely, as long as Toledo loses, be in the MAC championship against the Coyotes. But Toledo right now on top of things against Bowling Green, 30-24. We'll watch this game as it continues to play out. It's late in the ball game too. 1st and 10 here for Sanford as we're back to our ball game. And they'll go to Fleming. He's got room this time around. It's going to be a gain of 5, but hey, you can't argue with 5 yards after losing a half to 1 on your first carry of the day. 2nd and 5 out of the pistol. They're going to go option of their own, and Patrick trying to fight, but he's only going to get 3. Looks like they plan on keeping this on the ground this drive. It's the bread and butter of this offense. 3rd and 2 out of the I form. It's a rush right up the gut for Fleming, and look at the fight. He went into a pile of white and came out on top for a gain of 10. What a run from Fleming. The junior is just showcasing how dominant he can be, just mauling his way through a defense as they go back to Fleming. Once again, it's a 5-yard gain this time around. He's having a solid start to this game now. He's finally found the mojo. 2nd and 5. Handoff goes right back to Fleming. This defense should know now where that ball is going as he gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage by Balabani. 3rd and 4 out of the pistol. It's a handoff. I believe everybody thought that was an option. I did. But it's 8 yards for Claude Fleming. It's just the Claude Fleming show right now. As they bring in the Wildcat, Tyrese Baker in there, and Jennings gets the handoff but goes nowhere but back. He is stopped quickly, Jen right in the backfield. 2nd and 11, they're setting up the screen. It's right back to Claude Fleming, and he's going to do his job in the passing game. What a play, 20 yards on the screen. And this has been a huge, dominant advantage for Sanford this year. Has been Claude Fleming's played in the passing game. He has been arguably a top receiver for this team, and it's been absolutely incredible to watch. 1st and 10, Patrick under center here, and that's Tyrone Jennings who checked in. And he finds some room, nearly a 1st down. He got tripped up there on the shoestring tackle. It is a gain of 8 though. 2nd and 2 back in that I as Fleming's checked back in, but they'll go play action. Check down goes to Bradford, even though Costello was open. Bradford will get just enough for the 1st down, but I think there was a miscue there. 1st and 10, Patrick gonna throw it again. And he connects with Williams, and Josh Williams a 10-yard reception, and he got hit quick. 1st and 10 now as Patrick hands back off to Fleming. He tries a juke to make a man miss. Doesn't work out the best, but it is a gain of 5. So they're down to around the 7-yard line. As this Sanford team looks to get in the end zone on this drive. Quick throw to Williams, and Josh Williams can't hang on. It's incomplete. 4 seconds left here in the 1st. 3rd and 5 here. Patrick under center. Fleming behind. As Patrick drops back, quick throw to Williams, and Josh Williams is in. Touchdown, Sanford. This time he hangs on the slant, and it is about to be a tie ball game. And that should take us to the end of the 1st, but we do have an update for you folks. If you're looking at the Florida State game, it's 14-7. Florida currently on top of number 5, Florida State. We'll have one play here before the end of the 1st quarter. Wozniak looks to throw out of the gun, and he just gets rid of that one. And that could have been a big mistake. For the Broncos, lucky it wasn't, as it takes us to the end of the 1st. It's all tied up, 7 apiece. Sanford, though, looked very good on their scoring drive. Welcome back, everyone, to Sanford Sports Radio. I'm Jonathan West. It's the beginning of the 2nd quarter of play as Wozniak looks to throw. He'll connect with his number 1 receiver for today, Hunter Brosima. However you pronounce it, I apologize. But Hunter's going to be his top target today, as, of course, Watson is out for this game as Brett Borsk, the man on that reception. Or I'm sorry, I believe it's Broski. As 2nd and 11, Wozniak looks to throw again. He finds a wide open Eskridge, and that is a huge gain for the Broncos. Dwayne Eskridge, 33 yards, and the Broncos just got in deadly territory. First and 10 as the no huddle begins. Wozniak gonna take off, but he's caught from behind. He will gain a yard. No sack for Big Joe, but he brings him down quick. Second and 9 as the no huddle continues. Wozniak can't complete a pass to Turner. That is going to be a drop and fall incomplete. Third and 9 now. Shotgun formation for the Broncos. Wozniak looks to throw. He'll connect with Devon Tucker. Guess what, folks? He's short of the mark. They're going to have to settle for a field goal here. 3rd and 3. The kick is up. And it is good just inside, and that's going to make it 10-7. Western Michigan gets their lead back here. Sanford takes back over on offense as Claude Fleming has really shapen up since that loss of a yard to begin this ball game. That's a 6-yard gain right up the gut. And 2nd and 4, they go right back to Fleming, and he'll go right through the defense. Another gain of 6 as that's a new set of downs for Sanford. The running game is starting to really work its magic. First and 10, and they'll go to Tyrone Jennings this time, who checked in. It's a gain of 4. So far, this ground game hasn't seen a lot of negatives lately. And I hope I'm not jinxing that. I'll knock on as much wood as I can, but they have been running the ball efficiently. It's Patrick on play action here on 2nd and 6. There's Tremaine Dingle. The senior's got room to run, and that's going to be a big 30-yard gain. Tremaine Dingle, the senior here on Senior Day, excelling here in the passing game. That's his first catch of the day, I'll let you know. But nonetheless, one of the best plays all year for Dingle. First and 10 out of the full house now. They'll go to Jennings on the run, and Jennings with a nice gain. He's also a senior. This will be his last regular season game here in Sanford. So that's a nice 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1, and they'll go to the option, but Patrick is caught immediately. Not a good time to take it yourself. Drake Spears on top of that one. And he did kind of hesitate. He wasn't sure where he wanted to go, and I think that's what caught Patrick off guard as the Wildcat comes back into play, and Baker taken to the turf hard. He's sacked by Justin Tranquil. The safety came down, and that one looked like it hurt. 4th and 17 coming up. That'll bring out Jackson Stone. I'm sorry, they decided to punt. No Jackson Stone on that one. Apparently a little too far out of his range as Wozniak heads back out to the field and connects with Hunter Boersma. However you pronounce it, I apologize. I'll say it again. I'm just going to call him Hunter from now on. Make sure I don't offend anyone. As a miscue here by Wozniak, as that is going to fall incomplete. He was setting up a screen, but that didn't work out. 2nd and 10, Wozniak looks to throw again. He's going deep downfield, challenging Dustin Jordan. Don't you do that. Intercepted Sanford's football, as they're going to call pass interference on the Broncos. That will be declined. It's Sanford football, folks. Dustin Jordan has had a phenomenal season with these interceptions, and this offense now has to make good use of that pick, as that was as close to a big run as you could get. Claude Fleming just gets tripped up with a blocker in front of him. It was a gain of 4 as it's 2nd and 6, and down goes Patrick, as that was another blitz, and he went down quick. Drake Spears once again. Patrick, he connects this time with Rob Thomas. That's a 20-yard reception, and Sanford wants to score here before halftime. They've got a minute 51 to do so, and plays like that will get him downfield, as it was that bread and butter mesh, and the post pattern was wide open. Rob Thomas able to get the yardage off that. 1st and 10 in the shotgun. Patrick looks to throw. Wide open downfield. Senior tight end Deron Costello. The senior's picking up 30 yards, it seems, as Costello picks up 30 of his own. First it was Dingle, now Costello. The senior's on display today. 1st and 10 in the I form. They're going play action here. Patrick looks to throw, and it was intended for Duran Costello, but intercepted by Tranquil. He bats it down to himself and somehow makes that catch. I'm not sure exactly how Tranquil was able to do that, but nonetheless, it's an interception for Western Michigan. It wasn't a smart throw by any means. I'm not going to try and defend that, but I'm amazed at that interception. Wozniak connects with Devon Tucker here on first down, and he fights forward for 11 yards on that reception. A new set of downs now for Western Michigan as they look to put up some points here before half. Wozniak looks to throw. He was getting pressured. Otis Griffin interception on the poor throw. It was off kilter, and Griffin's gonna reap the rewards. The seniors, folks, they're in all light today. We've seen Costello, we've seen Dingle, we've seen Jennings make a couple of nice plays, and now Otis Griffin. First and 10 here. Patrick takes the snap. They can get into at least field goal ranges. That's Josh Williams, the freshman, makes a nice play. 17-yard gain on that corner route. 46 seconds left, and I will say, at the worst, they're close to Jackson Stone field goal range. First and 10, shotgun formation. They'll go play action. Downfield, that's Costello, and that's a first down at the 3. Costello held on a big hit and gains 26 for this offense. That puts them in striking range here in the red zone. Pistol formation now on first and goal. They'll go power option. Pitch goes out to Fleming very early, and that's going to be enough for the touchdown as Fleming fought his way in. Touchdown Sanford, and they will get the lead back as they hope to keep this lead. Or I'm sorry, that's their first lead of the day. They were tied at 7 apiece earlier. We've got another update for you folks. Florida's still on top of Florida State, 2014. Now, I've not heard anything about the Toledo game. I'm sure for those watching, it will come up on their ticker on the lower part of their screen, but I have heard nothing from that game on a final. As Devon Tucker takes off, and it's going to be a 6-yard gain. They'll run that no huddle as Wozniak connects with Broski. That is a 5-yard reception. Wozniak to throw deep this time, and that's taken away. Flash Gibson, the junior, with the big play. Wozniak has had a very poor first half when it comes to interceptions. That's going to take us to the half, and it's a great way to leave this first half. Sanford on top, 14-10. It looks like it might be a pretty fun second half, folks. We'll be back with more here on the Sanford Sports Radio. Welcome back, everyone, with Sanford Sports Radio. I'm Jonathan West. Your second half is just getting underway here as that is a catch by Anton Curtis, a 3-yard reception as Wozniak tries to get in a rhythm here after throwing a pick to end the half to Flash Gibson. And now down to the ground they go. It's a 2-yard run for Devon Tucker. The no huddle continues here, trying to wear down this defense as Wozniak connects with Mike Stanley. But that's not enough. 3 yards. Sanford will take back over. It's the first play of the second half for Sanford, and it's a big play action to Rob Thomas. 20-yard strike and a big first down. As first and 10, handoff goes to Claude Fleming. He'll go around the right side, but only find 4 yards here. For a second there, it looked like he was going to have some trouble getting up. Luckily, it was just a stumble. He is perfectly fine. 2nd and 6 in the pistol. They're going option. Patrick has blockers in front, and he's going to get a nice chunk there. 14 yards for Tanner Patrick. As that is another nice play for Sanford. As it's 1st and 10 in the full house. Patrick looking to throw. He's got a wide open Tyrone Jennings, and the senior takes it down to the 2. 20-yard reception for Tyrone Jennings, folks. I thought we were going to see a senior finally get in the end zone. The handoff goes to Claude Fleming on first down. It's a 3-yard strike. Fleming with another touchdown on the day. He's got 2 now. It's 21-10 as Wozniak tries to lead the Broncos back here, and he's got room to run. Finally chased down by Deshaun Hollis. That's a 15-yard gain. Sanford's defense has played very well today. They've been able to force mistakes by Wozniak. We'll see if they can keep it up, as that's Eskridge who can't hang on. That's an incompletion there. Dylan Trevor won the men on coverage. 2nd and 10 in the shotgun formation. Wozniak takes the snap. He'll connect with Mike Stanley on the check down, and it's going to be just enough. 10-yard reception brought down by Sam Moore. As it's a 1st and 10 situation. Again, the no huddle continues here as Wozniak throws. And he'll try to connect with Stanley again, but I don't think he was thinking about catching the football. There were a lot of blue jerseys around him. 2nd and 10, Wozniak to throw again. He'll find Mike Stanley. This time he caught it, and that's a big first down. He also took a really big hit from Sam Moore, the corner trying to impress today. 1st and 10 in the shotgun still is Wozniak. He'll look to throw. Wide open is Mike Stanley. That's going to be another reception for him. 20 yards this time around, brought down by Dustin Jordan, and he's having a nice day now. 1st and 10, they go to the screen for Hunter, and Hunter can't go anywhere. It's a 1-yard gain at most, as Gibson was all over him. He's been playing very good coverage on whoever Gibson's been matched on. Wozniak throws, and this one just flies out of bounds. That'll bring up 3rd and 9. This is a big situation for this defense. Can they keep him out of the end zone is the question. As Wozniak sets up a screen. That's Devon Hunter. He's got blocks in front of him. He's fighting down to the 1. Now it's going to be some goal line defense in store. 1st and goal. Still in the shotguns, Wozniak. He'll take the power option. The ball's free. It's picked up, Nate Ginn. It's picked up by Sanford. It's their football. Did I mention, folks, Nate Ginn, a senior on this defense. The seniors are coming out in droves as Claude Fleming, the junior, going to make a big play here. As that's not something abnormal here by Fleming. A big play off that pitch. Got some great blocks in front of him. Antoine Bradford, the senior fullback, making a great one that really sprung him free. As 1st and 10 handoff goes to Tyrone Jennings. A nice handoff there. That's going to be a gain of 7. I think too many people were expecting Patrick to take off. 2nd and 3, full house formation. Patrick looks to throw here. He wanted Josh Williams, but fully covered by Obi Jackson. Patrick's lucky that didn't turn to something worse. Back to the Wildcat they go, and Baker going to take off. He was able to find a little bit of room, and that's going to be 3 yards, and they'll actually give him enough for the first. I'm a little surprised. I thought actually that he was short, but hey, I'll take a first down any day of the week. 1st and 10, Patrick looking to throw out of shotgun. He connects with Tremaine Dingle. The senior gets his 2nd on the day, 16 on that reception. This offense continues to click as they go downfield. It's Claude Fleming on a 3-yard run. The ground game has looked phenomenal here ever since really that first play was over with. As Patrick, off play action, connects with Rob Thomas, but Thomas can't hold on. It's going to be a drop, meaning 3rd and 7 coming up. A big 3rd down here for the offense as Patrick looks to make a play happen deep in the end zone. Duron Costello, 27 yards. That is a huge touchdown for the senior tight end. Hit possibly his last in the regular season here with Sanford. As we'll take you to another update of Florida and Florida State. 27-21. It's getting tight late in the 3rd quarter of play there. As back to our game, Sanford on top 28-10. A minute and a half, or just about a minute and a half here left in the 3rd as Dwayne Eskridge with another reception, only a gain of 4 there. Tucker, the man in motion, as Wozniak looks to throw. He'll connect with Tucker, and that's going to be a gain of 9, a new set of downs for the Broncos. The no huddle continues here as they try to wear down this Sanford defense. And they'll check that one down to Tucker. Tucker with a nice catch on the swing, but he's going nowhere. This defense has been playing extremely well and limiting big plays here. Wozniak to throw. He'll connect with Eskridge. He's out of bounds, though, after a gain of 7. 3rd and 2, the no huddle continuing. Wozniak hands off to Tucker, and he's going to have enough room. That's a gain of 3, just enough for that first down. Wozniak looks to throw again. He's moving in the pocket, and he tried to connect. I believe that was Mike Stanley, but he was fully covered and threw it a little too far for him. 2nd and 10 is Wozniak going to throw over the middle, finds Eskridge, and Otis Griffin was right with him. He was ready to tackle him. 3rd and 4 after the Eskridge catch, as Wozniak to throw again. And that one's taken away, Flash Gibson with number 2 on the day. He was looking just a little too hard at Hunter there, and Flash Gibson was ready. Great coverage. That is interception number 4 in total today for Sanford. 2 for Gibson, 1 for Griffin, and 1 for Jordan. 30 seconds remain here in the 3rd quarter, and to the ground go the Coyotes. A 5-yard run here for Claude Fleming, as I think they're going to start looking to run this clock a bit. One last play here left in the 3rd quarter is over the middle. That is Josh Williams. A beautiful spin, gaining 22 yards there, as that'll take us to the end of the 3rd. 28-10, I think this is all Sanford College football here, folks. We'll be back with your final quarter of play just in a bit. Welcome back, everyone, to Sanford Sports Radio. I'm Jonathan West. This game is no question at all. 28-10, Sanford on top as Tyrone Jennings takes a 2-yard gain there on the shotgun run. 2nd and 8. Now Fleming back in the ball game, and he gets brought down hard. That's Eddie Cole, the middle linebacker. That's going to be a loss of 3 on that run. 3rd and 9. They're in the pistol formation here. And look who's going to take off. That's Patrick. He's got running room. Good blocks in front of him, and he tries to dive forward a bit more. That's 27. Pat will take plenty of that. Tanner Patrick with a phenomenal run there, nearly making his way into the end zone. They're down at the 6. As 1st and goal, a throw here by Patrick to Dingle, and that is just 3 yards short of pay dirt. A 3-yard gain on the swing out. 2nd and goal, play action here. Patrick connects with Heath, and believe me when I tell you, folks, that is Mike Heath's first reception on the year. I believe that is his first catch and now first touchdown here in Sanford. 1st and 10 here for Wozniak, as 35-10 stuff to come back from. Otis Griffin around the football, and they're going to give him credit for that deflection, or forcing that incompletion, I should say. 2nd and 10, Wozniak looks to throw again, and Tucker can't hold on to it. Incomplete. 3rd and 10 coming up. This defense is going to be pinning those ears back. 3rd and 10, pistol formation for Western Michigan. Wozniak setting up a screen, and that one didn't work as much. Tucker able to stiff-arm Cutler, but not able to stop Dustin Jordan. 4th and 8, forced a punt. Tyrone Jennings now in the ball game at running back to get some more snaps here. 6-yard game for the senior, as it's all about just getting first downs at this point to run this clock, I think. 2nd and 4, Fleming back in the ball game, but they'll give it to senior Antoine Bradford. The fullback takes it himself, a gain of 9. That's a 1st down, Sanford, and the first carry of the day for Bradford. Nobody saw that one coming, took everyone by surprise. 1st and 10, pistol formation. Handoff goes the way of Claude Fleming, and the junior getting 7 yards on that carry. He has been very impressive today. He had one mistake, came back from it. Absolutely a great day for Fleming. The handoff goes to Jennings, and he'll gain 3 on that run. They'll be inches short of the first down here. And this first down really could kind of seal the deal at this point. As Patrick goes back to Jennings, and he is stuffed right at the line. They'll still be inches short. And look at this, the offense still out there. Coach Wolf just wants to finish things. Darren Wolf wants to end it, and he'll give it to Fleming, but he stopped short. A loss of maybe about half a yard there. Well, Western Michigan will get a chance to just put some points on the board. I mean, it doesn't really hurt anybody that much. 1st and 10 here for Western Michigan. Wozniak looks to throw here. And he connects with Hunter. His good coverage there by Dustin Jordan. Hunter just with a better catch on the comeback. 1st and 10, still in the shotgun. Wozniak looks to throw. He hooks up with Hunter again. That's Keon Cutler who brings him down. A 7-yard gain. No huddle continues here for Western Michigan. 2nd and 3. Man in motion. As Wozniak looks to throw. And he'll hook up with Broski, the tight end, who wants the man in motion. That's a 9-yard connection. 1st down for the Broncos as they continue to drive downfield this time around. 1st and 10, handoff goes to Devon Tucker off the draw. He's brought down. That was Justin Moss. Moss having a very productive season. Talked about that last week. He's looked very good beside Big Joe. As Wozniak connects with Tucker here on the swing. That'll be enough for the first to gain a 9, brought down by Pat Riley. The no huddle continues here for the Broncos as they're looking to pick up at least one more touchdown, make it look a little more competitive, as that's another connection to Hunter. A 10-yard gain and enough for the first. And this ain't good news for the Broncos as Hunter's down. Hopefully he's not too hurt. We don't want to see anybody seriously injured as Wozniak swings it out to Hall. That's going to be a reception. Glenn Hall gains 1 total yard on that reception. 2nd and 9. Wozniak hands off to Hall this time around. And it's a gain of nothing. He is stuffed at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 9. Still in that shotgun. Wozniak looks to throw again. Looking to the end zone. And that is caught. But no, it's not a touchdown. Out of bounds. 4th and 9. This is legitimately all she wrote if they can't complete. And no, they can't. Lewis McMahon brings the pressure. It falls incomplete out of the hands of Wozniak. Another great play by a senior on this defense. That's going to be all she wrote, folks. It is a Sanford W this week as Claude Fleming is your player of the game. 20 carries, 110 yards, 2 total touchdowns on the day. Great day for Fleming, but the seniors on defense had a phenomenal showing. Otis Griffin, Lewis McMahon. You had a number of guys make big plays, and great plays at that. And then you also look at the offense. Deron Costello had a good day. Nice touchdown grab. Jermaine Dingle had a couple of catches. He looked nice. The seniors were out to play today. It was fun to watch. A lot of these guys next year are going to be in the same situation. And it's going to be hard next year to see some of these guys go. But your final once again here from Sanford, 35-10. The Sanford College Coyotes get another win on the season. And the next time we see you folks, it'll be the MAC Conference Championship game. And I'm just getting word that it's going to be another visit within IU, as the Sanford College Coyotes will face their MAC rivals, the Northern Illinois Huskies, once again in the MAC Championship. Thank you folks for listening to Sanford Sports Radio. I've been Jonathan West, and we will see you folks in the MAC Conference title.